Hey, everybody, and welcome to another segment of AstrologyAnswers.com's weekly forecast. My name is Terence. The week begins on Monday, March the 21st, with the moon that always sets the public tone in Scorpio. Scorpio can be secretive, it's very passionate, it's always all or nothing. This moon in Scorpio, as we start the morning from about 5 to 7 a.m. Pacific time, will be in confrontation to unpredictable Uranus. So for many, that could bring in a lot of emotional excitement or a lot of emotional stress and unpredictability. But that will soon calm down when the moon is triggering benefic Venus from about 8 to 10 a.m., and later, even better, by late afternoon Pacific time, the moon will be in harmony with optimistic, expansive Jupiter. And then right after that, in harmony with communication Mercury. So the morning starts a little shaky. The end of the day, it all comes together. On Tuesday, the 22nd, the moon continues in Scorpio, but around 11 a.m. Pacific time, the moon goes into Sagittarius. You'll see a big change in temperament. Scorpio tends to be more private, more brooding, more secretive. When the moon triggers the public response in Sagittarius, Sagittarius is adventurous, outgoing, honest. But also, with that moon going into Sag, 11 a.m. Pacific time, assertive Mars will be in conflict with unpredictable Uranus. This can create a lot of anxious stress, unpredictable energies. However, the moon, when it goes into Sag, will be very harmonious with the sun in Aries because they're both fire signs. So that Mars-Uranus is not going to blow up your life. It can actually bring in, because of the moon-sun, bring in a lot of excitement, some out-of-the-blue excitement. Wednesday, the moon continues in Sagittarius. It's in harmony with assertive, action-oriented Mars from about 9 to 11 a.m. Pacific time. And then it's in harmony with benefic, pleasure-seeking, romantic Venus for like 4 to 6 p.m. Pacific time. Also, discerning Mercury. Mercury is the planet that gathers information, that's curious, that wants to communicate. Mercury will be aligning with Neptune. Mercury-Neptune can indicate the mind. Mercury is more empathetic, more compassionate, more intuitive. The Mercury-Neptune for the day is great for the imagination, for creativity, for just being swept away by music, as Neptune is that otherworldly energies. So a pretty good day on Wednesday. Thursday, we wake up, most of the world, with the moon in Sag, but going void of course at 5 a.m. Pacific time until 1:55 p.m. Pacific time. Moon void of course, say this every week. It's like a mini Mercury in retrograde. You don't want to begin major new projects. You don't want to make major new decisions, making promises. The energy is flat and unproductive. Just stay the course, stay with your routine, and you'll be fine. At 1:55 p.m. Pacific time, the moon leaves Sagittarius and void of course and goes into Capricorn for the next couple of days. The tone of Capricorn is, let's get the job done. Let's get organized. Let's focus on business and practical matters. Well, nothing else is happening astrologically on Thursday, other than the moon changing signs, our temperament going from being more freedom loving and outgoing to Capricorn. We got work to do. On Friday, the moon will be in harmony with innovative, eclectic Uranus around 11 a.m. to maybe right after noon Pacific time. There's nothing else going on. But often with the moon in Capricorn, without any other kind of influences, that moon in Capricorn can be kind of conventional, traditional, not very exciting. But late morning Pacific time, the moon will be in harmony with Uranus. So we're still keeping really pragmatic and grounded and sensible, but we're so much more open to the energy of Uranus, technology, trying something new, or getting out of a rut, shaking us out of our old traditional routines. So it can bring a lot of stimulation and excitement. On Saturday, the 26th, the moon by mid-afternoon, around 2 to 4 p.m. Pacific time, will be aligning with Pluto. Now, Pluto rules the underworld. Pluto rules the occult. It rules psychology. That moon there might be a really strong need to have a really heartfelt conversation, or to be going a lot of meditation, introspection. But this is on a mundane level, more practical level. This is a real pull for studying, for researching, for going deep within. And since Pluto rules the underworld, it's an ideal time for counseling, an astrology reading, a psychic reading. Now, the moon will leave Capricorn and go into futuristic, quirky, friendly Aquarius at 4:56 p.m. Pacific time. So Saturday evening, we're going from that kind of got to get the job done, that practical, sensible Capricorn, to when it goes into Aquarius for a Saturday evening. We're more playful, we're more outgoing. We're more into, getting involved with any group activities and parties. On Sunday, the moon continues in Aquarius, but by mid-afternoon Pacific time, the moon will be in tension to Uranus. Uranus, when it's positive, it's innovative, it's futuristic, it's progressive. But when it's in tension, there's all this anxious, unpredictable energies. So emotionally, we might be feeling anxious and stressed, but that's just in the mid-afternoon Pacific time. It certainly is valuable to getting you out of any stuck, boring routine. Before I sign off, I want to remind you I'm available for a one-question offer for a nominal fee. To request it, go to the homepage, astrologyanswers.com, and find the tab labeled Advisors, click on it, scroll down till you find my name, and follow the instructions. I want to thank you for tuning in. I hope to see you next week with my next segment. Until then, be safe and well.